knowledge sharing session and meditation session. So what we will do is, probably anyone wants to stay for a few more minutes after 8:30, I can stay if anyone wants to stay and have more questions. Of course, this program, this 7 to 8:30 will have a question and answer session, but it's very limited because of time. But even after 8:30, I'm okay to stay, and if you have any questions, we can still discuss. Okay, I'm okay to stretch. And now let's begin with our session, my dear friends. Today's topic is breath. So we have many sessions coming on. I think 4 more sessions we'll be having this guided meditation and knowledge sharing sessions. We have other topics as well, but I feel like breath is a very important topic that we have to discuss. At least the first topic, it should be a first topic, because the technique itself is we deal with our breath, right? And we breathe every day, every moment, every second, every moment, but we don't recognize the importance of breath. You don't have food for few days, you're okay, right? You don't have water for few, I think less than food, water is very important. You don't have water for a few more days, it's fine. But breathing, you stop for few seconds, we cannot survive. It is a life force that's sustaining us, but still we don't recognize it because of our daily duties, works. We get involved so much and we don't recognize it. But let me tell you, you might have heard this sentence already before. If we can breathe properly, if we can learn how to breathe properly, most of our issues will be resolved automatically, right? So that's the reason, my dear friends, it's very important to know the importance of breath. How does it help us? How do we correct our breath? How do we correct our breath to resolve the issues, to resolve the ailments we have? Or sometimes all the issues that we have, even physically and mentally, it can be a very small thing. If it's set right, if you set right your breath a little, a whole knot will be opened up, and you can resolve a lot of issues within us, right? So that's why we have to learn how breath can help us. What's the importance of breath? So let's start learning that. So our breath and mind are very directly very directly related. Okay, very directly related. If you see, you can just observe in your daily life, right? There are breathing patterns that we have, right? If you go on the gross level, so if you are angry, you have one kind of breathing pattern, right? You take your breath very fiercely, very forcefully, right? You can even listen to your breath, because when you're very angry at someone, you're mad at someone, you can even feel your breath, right? For example, if you're afraid of something, you're afraid of some situation or a people, you forget that you're breathing, right? You forget to breathe, not that you're breathing, you forget to breathe. So for example, and you stop. Okay, and sometimes you are stressed out, you don't breathe normally to your belly, you don't breathe fully, right? There is obstruction, you feel like there is an obstruction, you breathe till this to your chest, you don't feel like you're completely opened up, so you don't breathe. You kind of shrink down, and you feel like you're breathing very small. Not just feel like you do that, right? And same when you have different shades of emotions, that your breathing pattern changes a lot. And just imagine if it's an acute reaction, because acute stress is always okay sometimes, to train your body, train your mind, to go through tough times. Acute stress is okay, but if you go through the continuous stress of these fluctuations, fluctuated emotions, the continuous patterns becomes the acute patterns becomes chronic. Your breath rhythm becomes, it goes haywire, and you won't be able to breathe properly. You even forget how to breathe properly. That's the thing, isn't it? So that is the reason we have to come down again, calm our mind, go back to your normal breathing. A very important thing, right? If you can see the picture here, I clearly mentioned here amygdala. It's a fear center. It's where the fear center is, in amygdala. There are very big researches, my dear friends, very big research. So how this, right now I explained about when you're angry, when you're afraid, when you're feeling guilt, all these emotions. When you go through these all stretches of emotions, you go through all the different fluctuations, right? So for example, how do you resolve it? There is a big research that's going on in many different parts of the world. If you can breathe properly, if you can breathe normally, even with breathing practice as well, the amygdala shrinks down. When there is a big amygdala, the when there is a lot of fear, the amygdala is like that. But when the amygdala shrinks down, what happens? Your fear goes down as well. Your fear goes down as well. So your breath changes your chemistry of your body. All I'm trying to, again, I'm stressing this point. There are many benefits of breath, but I'm trying to convince you with uh, scientific research backups. So so your mind is directly related to your breath. So just imagine, when you're even small sensations will give you what kind of emotions you're going through. For example, if you're very angry, you feel heat in your chest, in your jaws. Sometimes your eyes goes red. The same way your breath fluctuates. But when you meditate, what happens? Your breath slowly calms down. But I know people already started meditating. Just imagine, in your 30 minutes or 40 minutes of meditation, first 5-10 minutes, what happens? There are a lot of thoughts happening, right? There are a lot of thoughts happening. You observe your breath. What happens? Slowly thoughts will go down. Slowly your breath goes down, right? What's happening is, you're not focusing on your thoughts. Basically, you're focusing on your breath. So when you're focusing on your breath, what happens? Your breath settles down like a dust settling down after a storm. What happens? Dust settles down after tornado. Slowly dust settles down, everything looks clear. The same way in your meditation, when you observe your breath, what happens? The slowly your breath slows down and calms down and settles down. It comes to its natural state. Till now, before coming and sitting in meditation, you're involved and engaged with different people, different situations. So you're obviously, your breath pattern is very irregular. Now what happens? Now you're sitting in meditation, observing your breath. Your breath settle down. Now what happens? When your breath settle down, your mind settle down. They're somehow directly related. So there comes a point when you meditate. There comes a point where, when you meditate, what happens? Your breath completely settles down, and you come where you get to a point where you feel like there is no breath at all. You feel like there is no breath at all. In Sanskrit, it's called Keval Kumbhak. It's called Keval Kumbhak, which means you feel like there is no breath. You're stayed at one point, and what happens? Your mind's chatter also stops. Everyone will reach that point, no matter what. Doesn't matter, whoever it is. With some practice, with few days of continuous practice, consistency, you'll get to that state. You'll slowly observing there is an improvement of the density of thoughts going down. So that's why we have this 40 days of consistent everyday practice. So every day you meditate, you'll go to that point. This is also called Keval Kumbhak. Okay. And and now we'll learn few few terms. So one is sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, and homeostasis state. Okay. So I'm not trying to confuse you with terminology, but I'm just trying to give you the real world scenarios, how we can use your breath to calm your mind and also to heal yourself. Meditation will heal you because your breath is calming down. But how does it do it? I just wanted to explore that subject. So your nervous system has two parts of it, two sides of it. One is sympathetic nervous system, another one is parasympathetic nervous system. Okay. The sympathetic nervous system is also called fight or flight. The parasympathetic is called rest or digest. So whenever we engage in any activities, in physical activities, like you have to cook, you have to clean, you have to work, you have to, any physical exhaustion is needed. A rapid thinking is needed. Mind should run fast. These are all fight or flight responses, fight or flight activities. When these things are happening, sympathetic nervous system activates. Okay, sympathetic nervous system activates. The sympathetic nervous system, and then what happens? You do your activities, it's all good. Most of the time, what happens? But by unknowingly, we think sympathetic nervous system is the only important thing because it's all exterior. You think, pushing something forcefully and taking some object, putting it somewhere, having doing some activity. It's right now the world is all focusing on the sympathetic nervous system. It's all about performance of, in at your workplace, in your gym, in your society, how active you are. So we're all talking about the sympathetic nervous system unknowingly. But what about the parasympathetic nervous system, which is very, very, very important to your physical body and your mental body, right? The parasympathetic nervous system, what happens is, whenever you want to take rest, whenever you want to relax, whenever you have you're not able to, when you're sleeping, right, too many thoughts run, you're not able to go to sleep quickly, you're not able to relax quickly, which means your parasympathetic nervous system is not getting activated fast like the sympathetic nervous system. So that is the thing. Parasympathetic nervous system is very, very, very important nervous system in your body. We all talk about sympathetic nervous system, the other side of the body, other side of the nervous system. My bad. The very important nervous system we have is parasympathetic nervous system. My dear friends, it is directly responsible for your immunity. Okay, it's directly responsible to your immune system. If you're not able to have a very good parasympathetic nervous system, you won't be able to have a good immune system. You start attracting, accumulating ailments. In order to, so the only way, the parasympathetic nervous system, or a very good, perfect way of, natural way of activating your parasympathetic nervous system is your breath. If you can have a very normal, balanced breathing, a calm, relaxed breathing, the parasympathetic nervous system gets activated. There are many schools that teach different teaching breathing techniques that activates, that purely focus on parasympathetic nervous system, purely focus on it. Okay, and also I can, if we go one step forward, okay, there are sides of us. Okay, the Chandranadi and Surya Nadi. Okay, if you go to the nadi system in our body, there are two nadis of Chandranadi and Surya Nadi. Surya Nadi is of the right side and Chandranadi is of the left side. So the ancient scientists, we call them yogis. Some people call it ancient scientists, right? Doctors. They've all witnessed all these sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, how they behave, and they came up with their own terms. So they called sympathetic nervous system as Surya Nadi, the sun nadi. The parasympathetic nervous system as moon nadi, Chandra nadi, right? Whenever, most of the time, what happens in the daytime, your Surya nadi gets activated, your right side of it. Okay, your right side of it gets activated, the Surya nadi, which is a sympathetic nervous system, because you need to do all the chores, all the activities, your work, your relations, your, society, everything, you have to get mingled with it. But at the night time, what happens? Your parasympathetic nervous system gets activated, the Chandra nadi of it. Okay, and also there are symbols for Chandra. You know what is symbolic form of Chandra? Chandra is for healing. Chandra represents healing. Chandra sits on top of head, represents healing, my dear friends. So that is very important part, the healing point. So whenever if you can fix your parasympathetic nervous system, the other rest or digest system, you can almost heal every ailment that you have, maybe in physical or mental side of it, mental side of it. Okay, the only or the sophisticated or very good way of doing it is, or natural way, I'm saying, I'm not going to the any drug side of it, medicine side of it. Breathing is a very efficient way to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, my dear friends. Okay, now we'll go to the third term. What is homeostasis? Okay, so scientists have observed our body has a mechanism. It has some intelligence. Okay, just imagine when you are fever, when you have some fever, right? You sweat when it breaks, right? It's sweat. You sweat, and your body gets cooled down. In summer, your body gets hot, and what happens? You sweat. Your pores open, your skin pores open. You sweat. Your body cools down, right? The same way. So what happens is your body has a lot of intelligence. And also one more example I can think: acidic alkaline. Okay, acidity and alkaline you have within your body. The pH level of it, right? So whenever you drink a lot of coffee, caffeine, right? Chai, caffeine, mostly with coffee, it has more caffeine. So what happens? It draws calcium from your bones to make your body alkaline once again. So that's the reason moderation is good. Having moderate coffee is good, right? So your body has that intelligence to balance the systems within your body, to balance the pH within your body, to balance the heat and cold element within your body. That's what homeostasis is. But just imagine your body forgets to give you that balance. What happens? Your body forgets or ignores to balance pH level in your body. Your body becomes acidic. What happens? Your body becomes acidic. What happens if your body becomes acidic? Tumor cells comes. The acidic nature is the highest environment for all the ailments and diseases to acquire. Okay, so the maintaining homeostasis is a very important phase in our, it is very important state that we have to maintain in our body, my dear friends. So physicists and scientists, no, not physicists, scientists, they have observed, they have done a lot of researches. So they've tried to observe when does this homeostasis state comes. Whenever there is a deep relaxation that happens in your body, in your mind, that's when the homeostasis happens. When that happens, when there is an equal proportion of inhaling and exhaling oxygen coming in, you're taking oxygen and producing carbon dioxide inside. When there is an equal proportion that happens, that's when homeostasis happens. And when your body is in that equilibrium state, let's call it equilibrium state to make this word easy, that's when healing happens, my dear friends. When do you relax completely? Not in sleep, because you still have that stress in sleep you carry in your deeper layers of your mind. Only when you meditate, when you go to the deeper layers of your mind, when you observe your breath continuously, when your mind goes down, when your mind relaxes, that's when the homeostasis happens. That's when the homeostasis state occurs to you. So that is very important, my dear friends. The homeostasis is already also related to sympathetic and parasympathetic system. Okay, so when you're balancing them both, sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve system, the homeostate, you can achieve the homeostasis state. Now the main question mark is, how do you achieve it? Through meditation or whatever the mode that gives you a deeper relaxation, but meditation is the way to give you a deeper and deeper relaxation, my dear friends. So it is very, very, very important to balance sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, or let's call it Surya Nadi or Chandra Nadi, right? And we've used too many terms, but on this slide, do you have any questions? Okay, we'll move forward. We'll take questions at the end, but I just wanted to make sure. I know we have used too many scientific terms, or probably you're already aware of it. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so okay, the breathing exercise. So I'll give one more example. We'll go to one more step. Okay, before we go to a breathing exercise, and this is just an introductory on why do we have to focus on our breath? Why do we encourage anapanasati technique meditation, my dear friends? So why do we focus on breath is very important. That's why do we call breath as a life force? That's the small theory I wanted to give you before we go into a guided session. Okay. So basically, when we have Surya Nadi and Chandra Nadi, what happens? If you go to the yogic system, what happens? The right side of it is Surya Nadi, and the left side of it is Chandra Nadi. Okay. The Surya Nadi, what happens? It connects to the left side of the brain, left side of the sphere, brain hemisphere, and the right side of it goes to the left side hemisphere. So what happens is anything that you do actively, any active work or physical exertion work, that the left half of the brain gets active, and what happens is the left side of which is Chandra Nadi, there is rest and digest system, where when you have to relax, calm and rest, relax, meditate, all these. And also, by the way, the left side of it, or parasympathetic nervous system, or Chandra Nadi, they're directly related to your intuition. Okay, the artistic side of you, the expressing side of you, they are all related to your left side of it, left side of your nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system. Only when you can develop your parasympathetic nervous system, my dear friends, remember this, any decision that you take is very, very spot on. Whenever we get to a Y junction, we try to take which road, we think about which road to take. That is a very confusion that state we go into, right? But just imagine when you have a very good parasympathetic nervous system or Chandra Nadi, what happens? Your even intuition kicks in. You know instantly, you know what needs to be done. You know which road you have to take. So that is also a very important benefit of activating your Chandra Nadi. Okay. I don't want to give you too many techniques, but there are many techniques in many yogic systems. How to activate your Surya Nadi, Chandra Nadi. Okay, I don't want you to try it, but just give you an example. Some do to in order to activate your Surya Nadi, what happens? They just breathe with their right side of their nostril. Some people to activate their left Chandra Nadi, they just breathe with their left nostril. And also, if you observe, right, if your nostril, some nose is blocked, right, there is a congestion. Sometimes you just get it in your right nostril, sometimes on your left nostril. For example, a small tip here is, if you sleep on your left side, when you are sleeping on your bed, right, if you sleep on your left side, what happens? Your right nostril gets opened if there is a congestion. Okay, because you're kind of stressing on it, so your right gets opened. If your left got blocked, sleep on the right side of it, your left gets blocked, opened up. The small technique I told you is breathe on the right side to open the right nadi, breathing on the left side, open the left nadi. These are all small tips, they do it, but it needs more proper guidance on it. But I'm just giving you a small practices many other systems they follow. Okay. There are yogis, my dear friends. There are very advanced yogis. All their lifetime they work on just activating or taking their Chandranadi to the highest potential to reach, because to go into a deeper stage. So whenever you meditate more and more and more, what happens? Your Chandranadi gets activated, because your breath, what happens? Your inhalation and exhalation gets equalized. But so initially when you start meditating, what happens? There is an irregularity, but when you slowly observe, what happens? Slowly gets aligned, your breath gets aligned. And there is another nadi called Sushumna Nadi. We'll have a separate session on it, which is the highest, which has the highest potential, a very important topic in our meditation world, right? That gets activated and your breath gets equalized, or we call it normalized or equalized. That's when the homeostasis happens. Okay. And I want to give a small story, but probably at the end. It's my favorite monk and genie, or we call it Brahmarakshas, right? The story of monk and Brahmarakshas story. Okay, I'll give it probably if we have some time at the end after meditation. We'll do a small breathing exercise before we meditate, before we start meditation. Okay. It's a very simple breathing exercise just for fun. How it helps, breathing helps to calm our mind. That's the only exercise of it. This is not part of meditation technique. This is just a preparatory fun exercise that we do. Okay. These are called cyclic breathings, cyclic connected breathings, or we call it conscious cyclic breathings. Okay. Breathing. How do we breathe here is we do 21 times inhalation and inhalation plus exhalation is called is one breath, right? We do 21 breaths, but we continuously breathe. We inhale completely and exhale completely, and we don't break in between. For example, so I've done like 3 to 4 breaths right now. I didn't break. Okay. You slowly start with your pace. You don't even have to, fast your breath. Okay. But close your eyes when you do it, and whenever you inhale, you feel like your breath is coming from all your body. You're breathing from your whole body, not just from your nose. Okay. Whenever you're exhaling, feel like that you're exhaling from your whole body. Okay. Any questions in this before we start?
Yes, Sanjay, I have a quick question.
Yes, please.
So, yeah, you said that left side open and right side open, right? So it is the same for men and women. I read somewhere is men. It's
No,
same?
it's same because it's Chandranadi and Suryanadi, right? It doesn't matter men or women. So um, we also call, that's why we also call Ardhanarishwara Tattva. Okay. It also has many symbologies. Suryanadi is masculine of ourself. Chandranadi is the feminine side of us. So everyone will have, even men has feminine side of it. Women has masculine side of it. So when there is a both balanced masculine and feminine side of it, that's when we achieve Ardhanarishwara Tattva. So all these statues of Shiva and Parvati combined, fused together, become Ardhanarishwar Tattva. These are all a great symbols created by yogis. It's not they didn't just experiment or to create a new form and to worship. They gave us a very beautiful form to explain there is something beautiful that happens within our body, within our mind. That's basically if we can combine both the Shiva and Shakti within us, we can attain the Ardhanarishwar Tattva. When does that happen? When we meditate and our breath becomes equalized, normalized, that's when that happens. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
So we'll start the exercise. Just 21 breaths are fine, or I can put some time. You can breathe with me. You don't have to fasten. If you feel like you want to do it fast, do it. Or if you want to do it slow, start slow. It's better. You do your own pace. You don't have to, fast enough. Okay. Everybody sit comfortably first. Take back support, because after this meditation, after this breathing exercise, we are going to go into meditation guided session. So just make sure after this breathing exercise that you are able to sit and meditate continuously for at least few minutes. Okay. Let's start breathing, my dear friends. Just 21 of it. I'll let you know when to stop. Sit comfortably. Clasp your fingers. Hold your legs if you're sitting on a chair at your ankles, or Sukhasana is also fine. You can take off your specs. Now start breathing. If you want to open your videos, if you're fine with it, please do. Let's do it together as a group. Start. Come back to your normal breathing, my dear friends. Come back to your normal, natural breath gradually, slowly. And observe your body sensations. And completely relax, my dear friends. Start relaxing. Relax your body. Relax your mind. Let your breath settle down from that conscious breathing that you just finished. Let your breath settle down. Relax your body, every part of it. Just observe as there is a wave of relaxation that's coming over you. A beautiful relaxation wave. Like a blanket. Slowly covering your toes. A relaxation blanket. Covering your toes. And slowly your feet. Your calves. Your thighs. Just observe, my dear friends. Beautiful relaxation. Like a comforter. Like a blanket. Giving you warmth. Spreading from your toes to your feet, your calves, your knees, your thighs, slowly relax your stomach, my dear friends. Relax your stomach. Slowly relax your chest as well, my dear friends. Relax your chest. Every muscle in your stomach and chest. Completely relax them. And then slowly observe your both hands as well. And relax your both hands. Your fingers, your palms, your forearms, and your shoulder too. Every muscle, every nerve in your both hands, completely relax them in both hands. Now relax your both shoulders. Relax your shoulders, my dear friends. Relax your shoulder blades. And then your neck. Every muscle, every nerve in your neck. Completely relax. And slowly relax your jaws, my dear friends. Relax your jaws. And then your forehead. If your eyebrows are twitched, just relax them. Relax the area around your eyes as well. Observe and relax top of your head and back of your head. And all your facial features, facial muscles, just relax them. You don't have to strain or stress your face. So completely relax your facial muscles. And observe your natural breath now, my dear friends. Just observe your natural breath. That's all you have to do. You're in this beautiful, serene, relaxed state right now. A very serene state. All you have to do is be with your breath. Be with your natural breath. If you observe your breath continuously, my dear friends, the density of your thoughts go down, your breath settles down, your breath gets equalized, normalized. You transform your mind from agitated to peaceful state. That's what observing your breath continuously does to your mind. Meditation gives you stillness, my dear friends. Stillness in your body, stillness in your mind. Where there is a stillness in your mind, the great tranquility comes over. A pure tranquility, my dear friends. That's what meditation gives you. So remind yourself that you're meditating, come back to your breath if you are getting carried away by your thoughts. Be with your breath, my dear friends. 8 more minutes, my dear friends. So be with your breath. Three more minutes, my dear friends. 3 more minutes. Just be with your breath. Last 30 seconds, my dear friends. Slowly, whenever you're ready, come back to yourselves, and place your both palms on your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then slowly remove your hands and open your eyes. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you. And thank you for joining this wonderful guided meditation today. Thank you for being part of this meditation with everybody. If anybody wants to share their experience, please do. How did you feel in the meditation? You are able to meditate, or Chittigaru, if you want to go ahead, go first, please share your experience. Or Hari?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really good అండి బట్ నేను అంత టైం చేయలేకపోయాను.
Okay.
But I see the difference at least అంటే from starting to next week to here.
Right.
Yeah, starting లో ఏంటంటే మీరు అన్నట్టు I'm getting so many thoughts and all other things.
Right.
But slowly after few minutes ఏంటంటే reduce అవుతా వస్తా ఉన్నాయి ఆ
Okay.
thoughts అన్ని, then getting calm. I see the difference even myself
Right.
compared to the last week.
Huh.
Yeah, but whole time అయితే ఉండలేకపోయాను. Maybe eventually I'll be there.
It's okay. Yeah. Oh,
It's really
nice,
good.
nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. And Hari, if you want to share.
Yeah, I mean, it was wonderful, Andy. So I felt like usually I do it, I mean, as a group, but
Right.
first time I felt like maybe due to this guided meditation, I felt as if I was doing in group.
Okay. Super.
Felt
Amazing.
very good.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hari. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else wants to? Pawan, how was your meditation?
Yeah, it went well actually. I was not conscious. I'm not sure like what happened.
Right.
So last 5-10 minutes, when you said 8 minutes, is when I came to consciousness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your experience.
Mhm.
This is what we do, my dear friends. We share our wisdom on different topics on these Mondays. I think from next week onwards, we are going to shift it to Tuesday, um, because we have some conflicts. Monday we have 3 hours meditation starting in some other place, and then then we are going to meditate. Probably it's going to be Tuesday from next week. I'll share the details in the WhatsApp group, and then we're going to meditate, and we are going to take experience sharing. I want to give one experience recently. Few days back, right, there is one participant that joined in our group, and from starting, right, she participant started. So what happened was, the reason why we try to ask you all to reach out to us if you have any issues with meditation is, so she was initially struggling the first 2 days with meditation, and she called me up and said, this is what I'm going through. My too many thoughts about my career, my stuff that I have to take care. So this is what, as a volunteer, as an instructor, this is what the suggestion I gave, which worked for me. So if you can accept whatever's happening in your mind to start with, the thoughts, all the issues that you have, if you can accept those thoughts first. For example, I have a job issue, let's say. Whenever you're fighting that thought, whenever that you're fighting that, it replicates in your mind. It replicates in your mind. You're not able to take it off. So your meditation will get affected. But what if you accept it? You accept, okay, I have an issue, but this is not the place and time that I think about. I accept I have an issue. Let it happen for now. And you sit in meditation. What happens? The resistance goes down. So next time, whenever you get too many thoughts because of all the involvement that you have with the worldly matters, when you sit in meditation, you have too many thoughts. Tell yourself it's okay. I accept everything that's happening in my mind. Because after the suggestion, the participant, what was I was referring to, she was able to meditate. The next day she did the same thing. She told herself that it's okay, and that from the next day onwards, she was able to meditate for almost 40 minutes peacefully, and she is continuing till today, right? So that is the reason we ask you, if you have any issues with sadhana, please come on, reach out to us. You have all the assigned instructors. We can help you with any questions that you have. Okay. I think we still have 15 more minutes. I would like to give a story, but looks like we have. But it's okay. If you want to stay for 10 more minutes, I can give you a story. Is it okay, Lalita Garu and Hari? And if you want to wrap it up, probably next week.
Fine with me,
I
actually.
have a question.
Yes. Yeah.
సో అంటే ఇంకొక ఫ్రెండ్ నన్ను అడిగారు నాకు తెలియదు.
Yeah.
సో
Sure.
బట్ దట్ ఐ వాంట్ టు షేర్. అంటే మార్నింగ్ 5:30 మెడిటేషన్ సెషన్ ఉంది కదండి.
Yes.
దట్ వన్ కెన్ వి డూ ఇట్ అండ్ లే డౌన్?
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. But the only why we recommend you to sit down and meditate, either on the floor or chair, is when you're too relaxed, when your body is completely relaxed, and your body also, you have a pillow or something, you tend to fall into sleep. Right. So that is the reason we ask you to sit down and meditate. When you progress more and more, even though you can sleep and meditate, even though you're just standing still in elevator, also you can observe your breath and relax completely. That comes little after practice. But initially, we suggest you to, whenever there is a meditation session, if you don't have any issues with your body, at least if you have any issues to sit, that's fine. You can lay down and meditate. You'll become aware after a few sessions. But if you don't have any issues to sit, please do sit and meditate. That's our suggestion.
Okay. Thank you. But that one, we don't have on weekends, right? Only Monday to Friday.
Yes, Monday to Fridays. We don't have that on weekends.
Gotcha. Okay. Good.
We have in-person meditations on weekends.
I missed it this weekend, but definitely I'll join from next week onwards.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. I think that's all.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I'll give a small story. Okay. So it's a monk and Brahmarakshas story. I always tell, it's a very interesting story that I have. It represents the meditation, how I observe my breath, right? Why do we observe our breath continuously? So there is a small village. Okay, there is a small village, and a monk, every day on the one, there is a small path paved there, a mud road. Every day a monk walks by that road, and he goes to some other place. He comes back and goes almost not every day, at least once or twice that yogi comes. So on the same village, there is another guy. He's like very poor, and he has to work. He has to work very hard for everything, chop wood and take to the small town, and sell it there. He had to carry all the bundles by his on his shoulders. He didn't have any vehicle. He's kind of suffering with all the labor work that he has. So one day, every week, he sees the yogi passes by. So he thinks next time, okay, the yogi looks very intelligent, smart, and very powerful. So I want to ask him something. Probably if he is so powerful, he'll give me something, some boon. Then the day came, the yogi is passing by. So the guy, poor guy, went to the yogi and asked, "Oh Maha Yogi, can I have a boon because I've been suffering with all this physical work, labor work. I don't have anything. I would like to work, but this is too much work for me. Can you do something for me?" He said, "Yeah, what do you want?" He asked for one Brahmarakshas, one genie, kind of a genie, that continuously it should work for him. Continuously. Whatever he tells, it should work, and continuously, one by one, without any break. He clearly says, without any break. And the yogi says, you have to be very careful what you ask for. Are you really, really sure? He says, yes, yes, I want that. And the yogi smiled. He said, okay, let me give you one Brahmarakshas. The Brahmarakshas suddenly appeared out of thin air. And the guy said, yes, hooray, and thanked Yogi, and the Yogi, started walking. Now the Brahmarakshas, right? He started doing all the chores for him. Every time he finishes one chore, he comes back to the guy and say, okay, he says, okay, now he says, okay, chop all the trees, this wood, chop all these trees, get me wood. And like that, with one flick, he does everything just for seconds because he has got all the powers, right? Brahmarakshas. He did it. And he asked for a new roof on his small hut. Done. He comes back and he says, okay, now take this wood and go to town and sell it and bring money. Done with one small flip. And that's it. He's doing everything in seconds, microseconds also sometimes. Now he's coming for more and more work. This guy is almost about to be done with his work, all work. Now he says, no, I don't have any work. He's done with all the chores. He said to the Brahmarakshas, now it's done, you go. Now the Brahmarakshas is not going away. No, I want work. Work is my food. If you don't give work, I'll eat you. Work is my food, right? I don't have food, I cannot survive. So if you don't give me food, I'm going to eat you. Now this guy started shaking. So now what to do? He doesn't have any option. Now he runs, chases the yogi. Only few hours happened, right? So now the Brahmarakshas is chasing him and he's running. The yogi is running, right? The yogi is somewhere else. This guy is running and the Brahmarakshas is chasing this guy, poor guy. Now, somehow he ran and ran and ran and finally caught up to the yogi and he said, no, no, please take this Brahmarakshas back. I cannot have him. And then what happens is, now the yogi smiles and says, you asked for it. Now you have to have it. He says, no, no, I cannot have it. Please take it back. The yogi also says, I cannot take it back because I gave it to you. Then the yogi poor guy says, all the good things, please do something for me, save this. But then yogi says, okay, I cannot take him back, but I can give you a technique how to control him. Okay. Then he shows a big tall tree. Okay. Okay. And then he says, ask him to go up and down, climb up and climb down until you call him back for some work. Once the chore is done, once that work is done, and then again send it back to the tall tree, go up and down. Then he felt very happy and he started giving the instruction and then it went up and down. And whenever he calls back, he comes the Brahmarakshas and Brahmarakshas does all the work for him and he goes back. Okay. This is a very favorite story of mine, my dear friends. I wanted to give you this story before we wrap this up because our mind is like this Brahmarakshas with a lot of chatter. Only when we observe some constant natural phenomenon that happens within us, only then the mind charters goes down. So only when we have some work to do, continuous natural work to do, natural observation happens, only then the mind's charter goes down. So that is the reason, my dear friends, we all try to give this technique to observe your natural breath. Okay, good story.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It's like Sanjay said, I see this whole week meditation,
Yes.
I see that little difference.
Wonderful.
Starting, it was really shattered a lot. Even I
Yes.
thought maybe I couldn't even do 1 week.
Right.
Not
right.
ever, yeah. But now I have a little more confidence. Okay, I can maybe increase my time slowly and I can do all these 40 days to finish it. Now I have more confidence on that. That's true. Thank you.
Yeah. Whenever you feel like I don't want to do it, just remember us. Call us, give us a call. We'll come down for a chai. We'll meet you. We'll sit down somewhere to meditate in our meditation office. Do whatever you want to do. We are all available and open. We'll help you. Okay.
Sure.
Let's complete these 40 days. We'll be with you. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. Now I got more confidence this week compared
Thank
to the first 1 or 2 days I got.
Right.
I thought maybe I may not able to do it, but now I have confidence that I can do it. And also Vidya called and I talked to her and she's very
Right.
nice. And yeah, thanks for her help.
And by the way, we'll have one more session in the same week. Thursday we'll have breakout session. So it's not. So I'm going to have a session with my own team. Arun will have his own team. Pushpa will have his own team. Divya will have her own team. So they'll have their own breakout sessions. So we wanted to do this. So you'll have more guided sessions in 1 week. So that is the reason. That's the announcement. I should have done when we have all the people, but we'll put it in the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you for joining the session. I think we are all done with the time. We'll meet next week.
Sure.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hari.